I'll go then. For me, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday in the call around your relationship with power. For me, it hasn't really been one moment. It's been one moment, I think, that kickstarted it, and then a few other moments that have kind of fed into where I'm at now. And the first moment was nearly a year ago, attending the Rich Litvin intensive. And that was really me for the first time finding my people. Being in a virtual room even, where I was a little apprehensive that I'd be able to connect with people in the same way that I can one-on-one. And I ended up finding deeper connections than I've ever found. And I still remember on the first day, I came into this room and was like, oh, wow, I'm surrounded by these amazing people that all think the same way I do and feel the same way I do. And they want to build the same kind of coaching business and serve people. Yeah, this is awesome. And then the second day, I started to realize like how freaking amazing some of these people are. You've got people that have worked with Obama. You've got people that have been like World Series poker players, people that have been TV actors and things like that. And very accomplished people. And I distinctly remember on the second day having that feeling of like, holy shit, how did I get in here? Like, do I belong here? And I think it's taken me, so the next intensive is actually next week. And I think it's taken me this whole year to believe it. And there's been a few moments where one of them was actually in a conversation with a fellow coach from that intensive. And we did a really interesting exercise that I've never done with anyone. He'd never done it with anyone either and wanted to try it. And I said, yeah, I'm in, let's play. And it was a very simple exercise where we both just sat there on the call one-on-one and just staring at each other basically. And the only things we were allowed to speak was how that experience, how we were feeling and how we were experiencing that moment. So nothing about the other person, not asking questions of the other person, just what we were feeling or thinking in that moment. And it took a while, but as we kind of got deeper into the exercise, the power that I felt come up in me was something I'd never felt, or never been in touch with is probably the better way to describe it. And I think that was the first moment of me maybe coming a bit closer to believing what was really inside of me. The level of influence I can have with people, the communication skills I can have, the strategy, all of the things that make me great at doing what I do. It was the first time getting in touch with that deeper fire, I guess, inside of me. And so there was that experience. And then kind of more recently, I stepped into making the decision to stop screwing around, basically, to really get serious about my business. I spent the last year doing a lot of that inner work and thinking about that and getting clear on who I was and what I wanted to achieve, how I wanted to serve. And I was kind of in a space of feeling like I needed to do this whole healthy lifestyle thing to show up as a coach. And I don't know exactly where it came from, but I kind of just decided, hell, let's experiment with like letting my wild side out and giving that a space to play and not limiting myself in that area. And the interesting thing around that is that by freeing up that, it's allowed me to free up like and release limitations in all areas of my life. And so like I've just hired 3 interns that are going to be working with me over the summer, and the experience of creating a program for them and leading in the way that I want to lead, not being restricted by a company or anything else, and being able to play with that and not being attached to if it fails or if it succeeds. I woke up from a dream the other day and started writing a book that came from nowhere. I've started mapping out a self-development book as well. I found a 4-leaf clover yesterday, people. Like, that's never happened. And I've been looking for one for ages, and it was growing where the freaking dogs do their business, okay? So there's been a lot of things like that happen since I started playing and experimenting with just freedom, releasing any limitations and just seeing how that feels. And yeah, it's got me in a really joyful, good place that was unexpected, and finally in a place where, like, I do believe that I am a powerful, badass rebel goddess who is here to help other people find that in themselves. And that's really, that's been the journey of the past year, I think, starting with that first moment and a few other moments that have kind of led up to now. But yeah, I think that's probably a good place to end it. Yeah.
It's the World Joy Movement. Yeah. What was your greatest insight from this conversation? And if you want to come and be a part of a conversation like this live, it's really simple. Just go to beworldjoy.com and come introduce yourself and let's take the conversation to the next level because you're there now.
All right, let's play.